How's it going, everybody? Sorry, you don't have to answer that. How many of you out there are first-year students at UCSD? Not like freshmen, but just first time, first year. Come on, raise your hand, yeah. Cool, cool. Don't worry, you got a lot of exciting times ahead of you. So a lot of cool stuff here. How many, I know I asked this question earlier, but a lot of people have kind of rolled in since then. How many of you are transfer students? And anybody from the San Fernando Valley? Pierce College? Pierce College? Ah, nice. It's the best. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of electricity in the audience. I was kind of shocked to see how many people signed up for the GBM. Yeah. Why are you booing? Why are you booing? Sorry, I couldn't resist. All right. No. All right, so I'll start us off. Y'all been fed and you know, feeling pretty content right about now. That's a good way to start out. So who are we? Well, we're the IEEE from we're the UC San Diego branch. And the IEEE is an international organization. It's the Institute, actually let me go ahead and, it's the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers. And we are not exclusive to electrical and electronics engineers. And if you're familiar, if you don't know what an electronics engineer is, it's okay. I don't know either. But we have a lot of CE majors, CS majors, pretty much anybody interested in electronics and robotics, software, hands-on experience, cool stuff like that. And we are actually the second biggest student branch in the entire country. And that's saying something because a lot of, like pretty much every school that has an electrical engineering program has an IEEE. The one that beat us is Georgia Tech. They have 900 members, and we have 500 members. So if everybody in this room signed up today, we would be #1, I think. Just saying. Be part of something big. All right, so this is the current officer board. We have quite a bit. That's because we have a lot of stuff we have to manage. I'm not gonna go through and introduce everybody because we're gonna come up on stage and you'll get to see us. My name is Ryan Collins. I'm the president. Thank you. That guy knows me. Just by the way, he's not a random groupie in the back. All right, so do we have Colin? Colin's our tech chair. I'm gonna have him come up here in just a sec and talk about tech workshops. But in the meantime, I'll do a quick while he's coming up. So if you're not familiar with what our org does, we do projects, technical workshops, professional develop workshops, outreach, social events, snowball fights. Just kidding about the snowball fights. What is snow? Sandball fights. All right. So yeah, so this is Colin. He's our tech chair, and I'm gonna give him the mic.
Yeah, come on, a little more, yeah. What up, nerds? I am IEEE's 2015-2016 tech chair. Let's see what we got here. All right, so why do we want to do tech events? Well, I'm gonna start from the bottom and go up because, first of all, it's fun to build. We love to build, we're engineers, that's what we do, right? Right? All right, the other thing is, I know, we'll get to the boring stuff now. We'll do things that you won't learn in lab. We'll do stuff that you don't get the chance to do. And these are things that are like hobbies, and hopefully I want to pass it on to you guys. It's going to be fun. We're going to do some cool stuff. And the other reason why is because for professional reasons, if you have a student who's trying to get a job, you're at your interview, and you have the interview, and he's looking at a whole bunch of people, the other person he's going to pick between you and him is the one who's got more technical skills. Does anyone here know how to solder? Has anyone soldered here before? All right, about half. So that means half of you guys haven't soldered. So the other half that didn't raise their hand probably wouldn't get picked over the guys with the other half. Anyways, we'll have some soldering workshops, and we'll have a whole bunch of cool things we'll make. And here are some of the things we're going to do this fall. First of all, we're going to have a first soldering workshop. It's going to be not this week, but next week, so sign up. We'll be posting on Facebook. We're going to be making a binary LED flip-flop circuit. It's not up here, but this is going to be kind of what it looks like here on the bottom right. The other thing we're going to do is intro to microcontroller units, or MCUs. Has anyone used an MCU, like Arduino, for example? Yeah? And for those of you not, this is a good opportunity to try it out. We'll be working with LEDs because that's like the standard things to get working. We'll be working with switches, of course, sensors, shift bit registers. Anybody in ECE 25? Couple? All right, right on, right on. So you'll be doing the lab kind of like with the shift bit register. It's kind of boring, but it's, it's cool. You'll get through it. But the one we're going to do is going to be way cool. We're going to make like LEDs dance and stuff. It's pretty legit. The other thing we're going to do is EagleCAD design. Has anyone worked with PCB boards before? See, the numbers are getting less and less as I go on. All right, well, we got y'all. We're going to hook you up. We're going to teach you how to use PCB design. And this is great for the IEEE projects that we also host here. So we'll give you guys the upper edge. Projected technical events. So these aren't ones we're going to do this fall, but we're going to do in the future. The first of which is the one you see right there in the top right corner. This is our Valentine's Day circuit. This is just a simple one that lights up all the lights. We also have an advanced one that I designed over the summer, which you can actually customly make each LED dance, and you can do it any way you want via programming. And what we're going to be using, we're going to be using Arduino to do it. So it's a kind of running theme that I got going here. The other things we're going to do is like Java programming. If anybody, some of you guys CS majors, CS, CSE, computer science, computer engineering, we cool. Electrical. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right, the other thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make a binary clock. I don't have a picture of it up here, but it's pretty cool because, your mom probably can't read it or something, so you can be like, yeah, I know what time it is. Some of the other things we're gonna do, that was for winter. Spring, we got some really cool things. So Arduino, if you make a project with it and you wanna make a new one, you have to dismantle your entire project and then use it on your other one, and then your other one's going to be useless or so. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a programming PICs workshop, which PICs are programmable integratable chips. So pretty much you'll use your Arduino, program this chip, and then you can use that chip in place of your Arduino, so you can have your project stay, and then you can just use your Arduinos to build more projects and stuff. The other thing we're going to do is Python. Has anybody used Python? Python. Dude, how legit is Python, yo? If you programmed in C and Java, you gotta do a hell of a lot of effort to get through things, but Python, laziest programming language ever, but you can do some really powerful things, right? All right, the other thing we're gonna do, yeah, you see is we're gonna make an AC to DC power supply. This is something you can plug into your wall. It's not just some standalone thing. Of course, it comes with the risk. You're messing with AC power. You can get shocked and stuff, but don't worry. We'll do it safe. But AC-DC power supply, this is going to be adjustable, so you guys can set your own voltage. It's not going to go to super high voltages or anything. But this, the cool part, and like I said, we have an ongoing theme here, is you can power your Arduino. If you ever use an Arduino, then you have to plug it into the computer to power it, right? Or you can use an external power supply. But this is the point, is we're making that external power supply so you can use with your Arduino. And of course, y'all better sign up hella quick because there's gonna be limited seats. But if you don't get to make it in, and I don't make the choice, so don't look at me all weird and stuff, I'll be posting all the projects on our wiki, which we'll make available to you guys. Unfortunately, I can't supply you the parts which come with coming to the workshop, but you guys always can make it on your own, and maybe if you guys email you, we'll give you our email at the end or out when I'm over there. You guys can always email me, and I can hook you guys up as much as I can. All right, that's all for technical events, and I think I'm passing it on to somebody else. Will? All right, welcome our internal chair, William.
Hi everyone, my name is Will Chen, and I'm VP Internal of IEEE. So our technical workshops, they teach you your important skills. And we also have a lot of opportunities for you to practice, for you to develop and to use your skills. Our projects, for example, and also our hackathon. I think we're all dreamers here, right? We all want to make impact in this world. And hackathon is a good start. For last year, we had our first hackathon. We focused on software and hardware. We worked with HKN and Career Service Center on this hackathon. And we had hundreds of students coming in. They all had fun. They all made great things. So our prompts were set by our sponsors. For software, we had coding with big data in the cloud. And for hardware, we had Internet of Things. In the end, our winners, they got great prizes. They got interviews with the companies. So if you're new to Hackathon, I promise you it'll be a fun and meaningful experience. And if you are an experienced hacker, come and showcase your skills and make something amazing. Thank you, and hope to see you all there at the Hackathon. Okay, let's welcome our VP External, Chris.
All right. So my name is Christopher Ellis. I'm the Vice President External for IEEE. I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about our professional development workshops, events, our staff members, and a little bit more ways you can get involved with IEEE. So our professional development series, it's a great way to learn more about the professional world. And we do that through building networking skills. We provide internship and job opportunities. We take lab and company tours, and we do workshops for you guys. This quarter, we got 3 events. 2 of them are kind of like the same theme. The first one's gonna be a resume building workshop with HKN. And so all summer long, I interviewed every hiring manager at my internship. And then I started calling other people they knew to get more information on like what the #1 thing that hiring managers and recruiters look for, including I talked with the VP of engineering at Northrop Grumman and the co-founder of Viasat because I wanted to get you guys the most authentic and real information straight from them. And interestingly enough, not all of them said the same thing. Some of them look for leadership skills. Some of them look for your own personal projects. Like when I was interviewing for Apple yesterday, all they talked about was Micromouse. So these projects actually make a difference. So the first workshop is going to be presenting you what we collected, depending on what kind of job you're looking for, what the #1 things they look for are, and what you can focus on when you go talk to those recruiters, when you go to your interviews. And immediately afterwards, we're going to be doing some resume building so we can help you get that information on your resumes in a clear and concise manner. And then we're going to have a follow-up workshop about a week later where we're going to have like a speed dating with resumes so you can get feedback from your peers to see exactly what stood out the most based on your font choice, whether you bolded it, whether you group things together, what really stands out, and to see if your resume is actually saying what you think it's saying. So far, neither one of those events has a date. It's not set in stone. We wanted to do it next week, but we're going to have to postpone it, and we're going to have that date posted probably next Monday or Tuesday. If you go on our website or on Facebook, you'll see it there. The other big thing we do is SPAVE. It's a student professional awareness venture. And again, I was mentioned earlier, like we have the VP of Northrop Grumman coming in to help out, co-founder of Viasat. They're really enthusiastic to kind of get the future engineers the information that they need to excel and work at their companies. So it's a full-day event. We're going to have SDG&E representatives as well as possibly Qualcomm and other companies like that. The date's to be determined, but we're looking about beginning to mid-November to give you guys an idea. It's going to be on a Saturday. And the future of professional development series we have is we're having a networking workshop where how to approach people that maybe you don't know, or they're a hiring manager at a company, but you know them through a mutual friend, how to approach that friend and how to get in contact with those people. How many people here know what an FE is or a PE? Like 1 person, 2, 3? Okay, so not very many electrical engineers know what a professional engineer licensing is, and because we're at a research university, you're not gonna hear it from professors either. So we have a special development info session where we're gonna talk about what goes into getting an FE license, what goes into taking the FE, and what kind of engineers should get licensing for it, because it's something you're supposed to start as an undergrad, and most people don't learn about it until you start applying for jobs that ask you about it. So we're gonna get that way ahead of time. Then we're gonna have companies from startups and corporations come in and tell you the pros and cons of working for each one, as well as possibly an evening with professionals. And like I said earlier, company tours and info sessions where representatives come in from the company and just talk to you for about an hour and take resumes afterwards. Another thing I'm gonna talk about is staff members, because we do a lot here at UCSD's IEEE for you guys. Like we spent all summer long developing a lot of these series for you. And we want to make this year truly magical. A little Apple spin. So how we do that is with staff members, because big events like this, we can't just put on with the 20 of us. We need your guys' help to help set up the event, help plan the logistics. And so what is a staff member? Well, staff member is kind of like a pre-officer position. Many of our officers right now are former staff members. They come in, they help work directly with the officers to plan events and help set up and tear down. So, and what's the benefits of being a staff member? Because obviously so far all we've been saying is, hey, you get to talk with officers, maybe be a future officer. It's a lot of work though. And what we do to reward you guys for that is we host special technical workshops just for staff members. So maybe you weren't able to get into the other workshop. Well, we're going to host one just for you guys. We're going to have info sessions and things like that just for staff members. We're going to have social bonding events just for the staff members because we really appreciate all the hard work you guys do for us. And plus, it's a great way to be involved in IEEE here at UCSD, as well as the engineering community, because we really are like a close-knit group of people. And I consider these guys a lot my family, just because we work so well together and we work so often. So upcoming events for staff members are Friday, October 23rd from 3 to 7. We're doing some LED flip-flop circuits, which kind of tie into our pumpkin carving, which you'll hear more about later. And our first staff member meeting is this coming Monday at 5 p.m. It's going to be in the IEEE project space, and that will be posted on the Facebook page and our website later on tonight. And other possible events, depending on what the staff members want, because we pull all those events around staff member desires. Our Python workshops, pumpkin carving just for you guys, some special soldering, EagleCAD, and even like a bonfire social. So, future officers. We actually currently have some openings, and we want you guys. So, we're currently accepting applications for a webmaster, who you'll be in charge of updating our website, making sure everything on the Facebook page is accurate. We also are looking for a professional chair, because all those professional series that I talked about earlier, I've pretty much been working at all myself, and I could really use some help. So if you guys are professional and want to kind of get in contact with these companies and learn how to grow your communication skills, come talk to me after this. Technical chair, because like Colin just talked about with all those events, he's hosting all those himself, and we want to do even more for you guys, because it's what we do. We love you guys. And then public relations are in charge of kind of all of our communications and campus advertising and things like that. And then social chair puts on a lot of the social events where like we were giving out t-shirts at IEEE Day last Tuesday. We also do ice cream and then things like that throughout the year. You'll hear more about them when Katarina comes up. So if you want to apply to be an officer, that's going to be posted later on tonight. And officers and the applications close next Friday, October 16th. And you'll find the applications on IEEE.ucsd.edu, as well as on our Facebook page. And that's it. Thank you. And now it's Katarina. Yeah, it is.
Hi everyone, I'm Katarina, and I'm going to be hosting the social events this quarter. I think this organization, it's a really good community. We're a really close-knit group. Our social events are a really good break from studying. So I mean, when you're really stressed out, it's good to come to some of our events, such as Happy Hour or the pumpkin LED carving event that we'll be having with HKN. I'll talk about that more later. It's a good way to learn or to know other IEEE members. Like I said before, our organization is really tight-knit. These people are really, they're really good people. They're some of my really good friends. It's also a good way to make friends and connections. So if you're a freshman or if you're a first-year transfer, definitely come to our events, our social events, to meet other people in your classes, because I actually met a lot of the people that I study with from IEEE. So come to our events, meet other people who are in your classes, and yeah. Some of our upcoming events are Bonfire, which is next weekend. It's next Friday, October 16th. We're going to be hosting it with HKN, which is Eta Kappa Nu, and TBP, which is Tau Beta Pi. We're going to be having it from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. That's another good social event to come to. IEEE and HKN LED pumpkin carving contest. We're going to be having that at Warren Mall, which is in front of EBU1, or in front of Warren Lecture Hall. We're basically going to have about 30 pumpkins. We're going to supply you with pumpkin carving kits so that you could carve whatever your design is. Yeah, we're going to be hosting that with HKN, and at around 6 or 6:30, we're going to be judging for the best pumpkin, and we're going to give away a prize for that. And our last event that we have every quarter is actually our happy hour. We usually give away free food. Last quarter, we gave away donuts and coffee. It's a good way, again, to take a break from studying. We usually host it the week before finals. And that'll actually be on December 3rd, 2015, from 12 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. So definitely come to our events and get to know other IEEE members. Like I said, these people are really good to know. They're also, it's also like it's a good way to meet other people who are in your classes. So yeah, come through to our events. Thank you.
All right, everybody. So I'm gonna take a quick break to pass out some swag. So yeah.
So who wants a T-shirt?
Yeah.
XL? Anybody? XL? No, nobody cares? All right. I hope you can pass it all the way through the back.
There's no way, yeah. I'm not throwing this thing.
Yeah. Don't throw these.
No, I know. But I figured
And
show
small.
off what we're going to be swagging first.
Yeah.
And then ask
These are small. All right.
Thank you.
Hold on, this one's gonna go far. All right. Oh shoot.
All right, so now we're gonna throw pins and cups. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh shoot. Don't hurt yourself. All right. All right, that's it for now with for the shirt throwing. I thought we'd wake some people up. Sorry in the back there, we can't throw that hard. Engineers.
this one really quick.
Yeah. So I'll do maybe a couple quick questions about the IEEE, and maybe if I'll call on somebody who has the answer. Does anybody here know the first year we were actually founded at UCSD? Nobody knows it off the top of their head, so maybe you can guess. Yeah. I'll give you a hint though. It's less than 20. Does anybody want to just take a random? You want to raise your hand? All right, I see a hand.
You get a bag if you win.
Say again. Higher. Close, but higher. I see a hand back there. Yeah. Yes, you. Yeah. No, higher. It was higher than 2004. Yeah. All right, yeah, he got it. 2006. Yeah, that was the first year we were founded. So it really isn't that, yeah. Yep. We haven't been around for a super long time, but we definitely developed quickly, so it was good. It helps that UCSD has such a large student body. Who remembers what IEEE stands for? I saw a hand quick right there. Yeah, all right, cool. So that was for a backpack. What'd you say? Did you have like a question? Or? All right, let's see.
Workshops.
I know a good one. This one is not IEEE related, and somebody might know this, probably have heard it before. If you wanted to, all right, if you have a symmetrical cake, you probably know where this is going if you already heard it. You have a symmetrical cake, like a round cake, let's say, and you can make 3 slices. You have to cut it into 8 even pieces. How would you do it? How would you make those 3 slices? Or cut the, yeah. So in the back, I see you raising your hand, yeah.
Wait, are we getting cake?
Yeah, okay, he's probably heard it, but yeah, that was for actually an external battery, so yeah, that's cool. You want? I know it's fancy. I'm sorry that we don't have 100 of them or 300 of them. Yeah, so if you didn't hear him, you cut it like an X, and then you cut it horizontal. So it's a tricky one. Yeah, cool. So anyways, that's it for now. Don't worry, we'll hand out swag at the end too. And if you don't get any of the cool like T-shirts or anything like that, we'll have cups, pins. I think they're called chip clips, stuff like that. So hang tight. Oh, and also just as a note, At the end of the presentation, we'll have officers hanging around. You can come up to us, ask us questions. We'll talk about the org. We'll be here until about 8, maybe a little later than 8, and then we'll have to start wrapping it up because we only have the room for so long. So next up, we're going to bring up outreach. So we're going to bring up Kai. He's the outreach chair, or one of the outreach chairs. So all right, Kai.
And I'm Andres.
Oh, yeah. Hi, I'm Kai. I'm one of the outreach officers. And the purpose of doing outreach event in IEEE is basically to promote and educate kids through in the STEM field, used through either fairs, tabling, workshops, or other fun events. And during the fall, we're going to have 3 outreach events. And one of them is the La Jolla Library Workshop, where we will be teaching kids how to build sumo bots, which is basically pushing robots. We'll be teaching them how to build these bots and program them for our upcoming sumo bot competition that we will be holding with RoboLink during November 21st. Did you want to talk about the scene? Yeah.
Okay, and just recently we participated in the Maker Faire, and the Steam Maker Faire is a lot like the Maker Faire. As you can see in the bottom picture, we'll be tabling at the event, and then we'll bring things like snap circuits. I don't know if you guys heard of them. They're like Legos for electric circuits. People go crazy. We had this one guy, he had been in IEEE for like 27 years or something like that, and he like made this like flip-flop circuit with them. So people get really into it. The kids get really excited. There's a little spin helicopter thing that shoots up. And it's a really fun time to just like teach what you know, or at least teach what they know you know, or think you know. But anyways, it's a lot of fun. A lot of people show up. They ask about circuits, and it's a really good time. So.
And we also have annual events. So these 2 are our biggest events that we will be holding, one in the winter and the other one in the spring. And it's the Boy Scout Merit Badge Fair and the Girl STEM Fair. So for both, basically, we will be teaching them how to program, solder, and building circuits. And we would really like a lot of volunteers to help us for these kind of events. And we might switch up the curriculum this year and maybe help the Boy Scout earn their robotics badge. So if you guys have any more questions, or if you guys are interested in volunteering, or just want to know more about these events, they're up on our website in the events tab. So yeah, feel free to check it out.
And one more thing, if you guys could just please go on and smile for the selfie. Awesome, thanks.
Yeah.
Hope to see you guys at the events.
See what's next. All right, okay, so moment you've all been waiting for, projects. Who's interested in doing a project? All right, most of you. So, okay, first off, I guess we'll just go straight into it. So one of our main projects is Robo Magellan. This is an autonomous race car competition, essentially, where you have to autonomously run around a parking lot over in Colorado. It's sponsored by SparkFun Electronics, and as you can see, it's in Colorado, it's in June. The applications are going to be up on the website. They opened up last Monday, and will be running through Wednesday, and that's true for all the applications, for all the projects, so don't need to confuse you guys there. To talk a little bit more about the competition for this one, the main driver for this one is you get points for how fast you can go around the circuit, as well as avoiding obstacles or completing challenges. There's a number of different challenges for this one. First off, you're on the course with 4 other race cars at a time. So your robot has to autonomously know how to avoid the autonomous other robots. Kind of important. On top of that, there's stanchions, which are these weird little pillar things. Little strange looking. But barrels, there's a hoop you have to go through for extra points, as well as a ramp. As well as a couple different bonus points, including no GPS, which, let me tell you, is actually quite a challenge. So for those of you who are interested in that, more information can be found at the AVC SparkFun website. Nice, short, and simple. And yeah, we will also be looking for team leads for this one as well. So if you're interested in leading a project, definitely check that little box on the application, and we'll take you into consideration. All right, so moving on. So this was a great hit last year. It was a new project last year. We are changing it up a little bit this year. It's our quadcopter project. Essentially, you will be building an autonomous quadcopter. In this case, it has to track multiple autonomous ground robots and herd them while avoiding various obstacles with no reference points, mind you. So computer vision is going to be crazy with this one if you're interested in that field. We'll be looking for lots of mechanical people. We'll be looking for lots of people who know power, so all you ECE people out there, as well as any of you programmers. Who is programmer or wants to learn how to program? All right, so this project is very much driven towards you guys. The computer vision aspects and the control systems aspects of this project are going to be phenomenal and quite the challenge. So we are looking for a wide range of people who know what they're doing, as well as a few people who don't and are interested in learning. So definitely come out for that. Talk a little bit about the competition. It's the International Aerial Robotics Competition, which is the #1 biggest drone competition in the world currently. And the idea behind this competition is it drives drones to do things that have never been done before. In this case, herding multiple robots. I don't think I've seen anybody do that yet. It's in Atlanta, Georgia. There's also one in China, Beijing, but we're not going to go to that one. It's a little too far for us. And it's in August. The exact date hasn't been announced to my knowledge, so we'll know more later. To talk a little bit about the competition for this one, the competition takes place on a 20 by 20 foot field, kind of a basketball court, as you can see in the picture. There is a grid on it. Mind you, I don't know how good of a reference point that's going to be. But you're essentially competing with teams of 2, so there'll be 3 other quadcopters in the air trying to autonomously navigate the field as well. There are 10 ground robots that look like little Roombas. If you ever wanted to herd Roombas, now's your chance. And the whole idea is you're trying to herd these things to your side of the field, along with your partner quadcopter. There are other obstacles, though. So a couple extra robots are on the field with these towers on them. They're about 4 feet tall, so you got to make sure that you don't hit these in the process. One of the cool things about all of these ground robots, though, is they have magnet sensors on them. So the idea is whenever you fly by them and trip that magnet sensor, they rotate. So you essentially have to fly around and trigger all the different magnet sensors such that they rotate in the directions you want them to go. Quite fun. More information on that competition can be found at aerialroboticscompetition.org. Nice and simple. And yeah, look forward to having you guys. One of the things for this one, I will be leading this project personally. However, we are looking for team leads for all the different positions that I was mentioning earlier. So if you are interested in the team lead position for this as well, definitely apply for that. All right, and so one more project. Before I pass it on to the next guy, we have this new project coming together with the ECE department. The applications are not out yet for this one, but we are looking to do something entrepreneurial with this one. The idea is to design a prototype product that would improve the quality of life of seniors, essentially, so healthy seniors. There's a number of different things. We will be bringing in seniors to talk a little bit about some of their challenges and problems, as well as allow you guys to observe them and kind of see what challenges they might have that they might not even know about. There is quite a prize pool. I believe currently, it's a little tentative, but currently the first prize is $4,000. So if you want money, this one actually goes to you guys. The timeline right now is on the 23rd, I believe. That might have changed by now, and there's a lot of stuff going on for this one. There's going to be an info session coming up for this one pretty soon, so keep an eye out for that. That will be on the Facebook page as well as our IEEE website. And the main competition will start in January. Applications are December, and the final presentations are June. So just so you guys are aware. All right, and I'm going to pass this off to our very own Micromouse chair. So welcome, Dylan.
Hey guys, I'm Dylan Knutson. I'm the 2015-2016 Micromouse Chair here at IEEE UCSD. Who here is computer science? Who here is electrical engineering? Who here is computer engineering? Woo! Who here is What? Mechanical engineering. All right, cool. This is like your coup de grace right here. Like, this is great. This is by far our most popular project. It's also one of our more selective ones, too. We are going to have 8 teams this year for Micromouse. We're going to have 5 people on each team, so we're looking for 8 team leads. So talk to me if you want to be a team lead after this. So what is Micromouse? It is a small autonomous robot that navigates its way through an arbitrary maze. It'll do an exploration pass typically first, and then you'll do speed runs to the center and back. And mice are graded on how fast they can get to that center. It's a competition with a bunch of other mice for the fastest time. Now, why should you join? Well, first off, it's super fun. I did this last year, and I had a blast. If you are EE and you don't know a ton about algorithms but you want to learn, you have a place on these teams here. If you're CS and you want to learn circuit design, then you have a place on these teams. And if you're mechanical engineering and you just want to learn a little bit more about everything else, definitely come apply to this project. It's very cross-disciplinary, so we're going to need mechanical engineers, electrical, computer science, computer engineering, all on these teams because while it is very much an algorithms-based project, so path finding, path optimization, map solving, things like that, you of course need a robot to actually run this thing on, and we build all our mice completely from scratch. Why else should you join? Well, this looks great on a resume. I did this last year. I put it on my resume, and this is like one of the main things that companies ask me about when I'm interviewing. So would definitely recommend it. So the competition, we hold competitions here at UC San Diego in mid-May. It's called CAM, the California Micromouse Competition. We have cash money prizes for teams that do well. We're exploring some new pricing structures, so first-year teams that might not have a mouse that's super competitive, but is competitive with other first-year teams are guaranteed to place, or at least win some sort of money. We're also looking at a couple different prize structures such that more novel mice win something too, if you want to have fun with it. You can compete with schools from all over California. We had UC Los Angeles and UC Riverside come down. We're going to try and get UC Berkeley and UC Santa Cruz to come down this year also. Last year we had University of Massachusetts come. We also had teams from Taiwan come all the way here to San Diego for us. We can also go to these other schools too to compete. So I went to UCLA and UC Riverside last year also, and it was a great experience to go compete up there. It's also a great time to show off all this hard work. This is a 7.5-month-long project. And while that might seem like a lot of time, it is not a whole lot of time to complete a project like this. So we have teams that are in the project space coming into the competition months, just in there till like 2 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, working on their mice at the end of the year. And they put their heart and soul into these projects. So I really encourage everybody to come out and apply to it if this sounds interesting to you. You can find me after the event here, and I can answer any questions you might have about Micromouse or being a team lead. And great, with that, I'll hand it off to Dejun here, our Grand Prix officer. Thank you.
All right, hi everyone. My name is Dejun. I'm the Grand Prix project chair for this year. So first off, what is Grand Prix? So Grand Prix is a team-based project. This year we'll be having roughly 5 teams of 5 people, and you'll be designing, building, and then racing an autonomous vehicle to navigate a track. Now the track has a wire carrying a sinusoidal current beneath it. So some teams in the past have used inductors to pick up on this. More recently, teams have been trending towards an optical approach. So those of you who are interested in computer vision, this is definitely a good project to start on. So for this project, it'll be more mechanically involved than you think. It takes a lot of effort to create a good car with chassis and the motors and servos. And then you'll also be creating your own PCBs to hold your motor drivers, power regulation systems. And then from your sensors, you'll be you'll be getting some signals from your sensors, and you'll clearly have to process them somehow to feed into your microcontroller. You'll also be coding up a control program with your microcontroller. Yeah. All right, sorry. All right, but this project is a really good starting place for freshmen, first year transfers. You don't have to know a lot to do this project, and it's a really good resume builder. Companies like hearing that you know how to work with a PID controller, how to design a motor driver, what PWM waves are. Yeah. So a little bit about the competition. This is a year-long project. The competition is in spring. It's hosted here at our very own UCSD. Teams come from UCLA, UC Santa Barbara, and Cal State Fullerton. There's also a similar competition up north at UC Davis. Yeah. So to talk a little bit about projects that are not UCSD, not IEEE sponsored, we have Ryan.
Cool. Yeah, thank you, Daejun. Oh, actually, quick timeline. I forgot before I move on to the other projects. I'm gonna have Ian talk about that first.
All right. Yeah. So sorry, I kind of forgot to introduce myself earlier. I'm Ian. I'm the project manager for IEEE. So to talk a little about the applications, I mentioned earlier they're all the same application. So that's one cool thing about this year is this is the first time we're doing it where it's universal applications across the board. So fill one application out, check which projects you want to do in what ranking order, and we will try to accommodate as many people as we can. Obviously, there's a lot more people applying than we have spots for projects, but like I said, we also have workshops and things like that, like Colin was mentioning earlier. So even if you don't get on a team, definitely don't disappear because we have plenty of cool stuff going on that you're more than welcome to join. The other interesting thing about this one, we are planning to do something new this year where we have, let's see, we have like a doodle or a when is good survey in the application. So one of the things about this though, all the projects across the board, we expect about 5 to 6 hours a week from each person on the team. That being said, you don't necessarily have to have a really open schedule for this, but the more open your schedule is, the better your chances are of getting into a project. Just has to do with logistics. As you can see, the application link's right there. You can also find it on our website, and we'll also be posting it on Facebook later tonight. The timeline for our projects, we are opening the applications, like I said, last Monday. That'll be running through next Wednesday. So you have all the way to next Wednesday midnight to submit your applications. We'll be announcing the results a week after, Wednesday, week 4. And the projects start up right after that. So by week 5, you guys should be hitting the ground running. And yeah, I think that's it for me. Thanks.
Yeah, and a couple more notes about the project. So we actually, I don't know if it was brought up, but we actually host competitions here, both for Micromouse and for Grand Prix. And we invite people from all over California. We actually had some people out of state come in too, and one team from Taiwan came into Micromouse, which is very interesting.
On that note, even if you don't necessarily get into a project through our club, like Ryan was mentioning, we have teams from outside our club that do these competitions. So if you are interested, you are more than welcome to do these projects on the side, on your own. We can give you guys the rules, whatever support you need. The only difference is that you guys end up funding yourselves. That's really the only key. So don't forget that's always an option.
Yeah. And so now I just want to, we're going to have I'm going to introduce a couple of the engineering clubs who aren't necessarily associated with IEEE, but they are looking for electrical engineers, computer engineers, people to help with like software as well and electronics. So the first group is the UCSD CanSat team. Has anybody heard of CanSat before, the competition? I see a couple people. All right, cool. So CanSat, you pretty much, the reason it's called CanSat is you have a little satellite that you attach to a rocket, and it's about the size of a can, and the rocket will get launched, it'll deploy the can, and then depending on what the rules are that year, the little satellite payload, it'll do something. For instance, last year it was like the picture, you can kind of see it was like a whirlybird sort of thing. Yeah, so this year it's going to be a glider. So I guess it's going to deploy a little glider that's going to then circle down. You can see some of the rules up there. Yeah, so if you're interested, you're going to want to come to the build day, which is tomorrow. It's in EBU 2, room 127, 2. You can also contact one of the people whose emails are up there if you want. You can take a picture of it. I'll give you a second. But yeah, it's always a cool. One bit of advice that I'd give is definitely try to get in a project as soon as possible, because you want to get over that hump of not understanding, like feeling like you can't apply your knowledge or that you can't do something practical until you have knowledge. You can do it with the knowledge that you already have. I mean, with just understanding math and very basic circuitry and some physics. So try to get on a project as soon as you can. Do we have oh, cool. All right, so I'm going to introduce Ryan here. He's another Ryan, president of the AUVSI, right? Cool. And they're like another club on campus who does autonomous vehicles. So here you go. Yeah.
Hey guys, my name is Ryan Nakudin, and I'm the project manager of UCSD AVSI, the school's autonomous airplane team. You've probably figured that autonomous stuff, especially for you guys, is really important and kind of continuing theme here. So what we do every year is we build our own UAV, otherwise known as a drone, to search for and analyze ground targets. These ground targets are made out of plywood. They're about 3 feet in diameter, cut into different shapes. They're painted different colors, have different letters and numbers printed on them, and then we have our plane take off, take imagery of those targets on the ground, have our onboard software and computer analyze those pictures for those targets, and then send that data back down to the ground, which is what we're primarily scored upon. There are also secondary tasks, including dropping a little Easter egg filled with flour and a long ribbon on a large red painted bullseye on the airfield, and logging in and hacking into a Wi-Fi router, downloading the document, and doing the action that's listed on that document. Oh, and I forgot, this is completely autonomously. It's essentially a one-click mission. There are also a set of waypoints that we have to travel through during this competition, even some that are added while we are up in the air, and our autopilot auto-generates a search path through these waypoints. We compete every year in an international competition with around 30 to 40 other teams in Southern Maryland on a naval airbase. So we are primarily composed of 3 different sub-teams: airframe, embedded, and software. I'm an aerospace major, and so I'm more airframe oriented, but I'm here to talk to you about the embedded software stuff, which is what we need you electrical, computer science, computer engineering people, and even whatever other major you're here for to come along. So for embedded stuff, it's super important. We mess around with a lot of microcontrollers. We use an Arduino to trigger our camera, as well as to stabilize what we call a camera gimbal, which is essentially a little frame which holds a regular DSLR camera to stabilize the camera such that it's always pointing down, no matter the orientation of the plane. That way we can take clear, flat imagery. You can also mess around with power electronics. We are flying with a large electric motor powered by, let's see, 2 6L LiPo batteries in series, so it's a lot of power. You also get to mess with RF wireless technologies. We use 900 megahertz antenna to transmit our telemetry and a Wi-Fi link to transmit all of our scoring data. Also, if any of you guys fly RC, you guys are absolutely welcome. Not only are we looking for pilots this year, but you can basically think of this plane in manual as a glorified and kick-ass RC plane. Software is really the heart of this system, though. Primarily image processing and computer vision for analyzing the targets. We need to train the right algorithms and train our software to be able to figure out, oh, what does the letter A look like? What does letter 1 look like? Can I find this letter in this shape and these coordinates in different positions? I'm going to bring Mo now. Out here, he is a member of our software. Talk a little more about the specifics.
Hey, what's up? So we have a huge software suite, and it covers various aspects in areas in computer science. So we do computer vision, machine learning, computer vision, machine learning, networking. It's a very broad range of topics and stuff. So we also have like a very broad range of skill sets that we need. So if you're a freshman, we have applications that you can develop. If you're a senior, you can develop complex applications. We have a place for every skill level.
Python, C++.
Yeah. So we develop in Python, C++. We do path planning. It's very broad. So yeah.
So we are going to be having our recruitment GBM this upcoming Monday from 6:30 to 7:30 in the Henry Booker room in EBU 1. It's on the second floor, right up from the stairs and turning left. We have our plane, our Falco UAS, back there for you guys to check out, as along with our other team leads, Marco from software and Anton from embedded. You can ask some questions as well as Miyamo now. I will have my laptop out for you guys to sign up to join our emailing list, where I'll be able to give you further information about our team site, how you can join, when our GBM is, when our meetings will be, and everything you need to know. If you didn't get a flyer, you can sign up for that as well. And thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Ryan. Up next, we have Dennis and Ferris from SEDS to talk about their satellite and rocket project. Dennis?
Hey guys, my name is Dennis, and I am the electronics lead for SEDS here at UCSD, which stands for Students for the Exploration and Development of Space. So, I'm kind of going to ask you guys to raise your hand. I know we've been doing this all night long, but who here likes explosions? All right, there we go. Even better. Here it says what we do is we do controlled explosions, aka Rocketry. And besides that, actually, I'm going to introduce Ferris right here to tell you guys about some opportunities upcoming for you guys in a project called CubeSat. So, Ferris.
Hey everyone, so I'm Ferris, the CubeSat project manager. The CubeSat is a project of SEDS. We are building a miniature pico satellite this big to compete in a NASA competition called CubeQuest for $3 million. And we're being launched on the SLS rocket, NASA's first major rocket since Saturn V, and we're going into lunar orbit. So just take a moment, let that sink in. It's a satellite that's going to go around the moon by a student group. Now, we have a few openings on our team. Our team is broken down to 6 sub-teams. We have propulsions, it's a 3D printed rocket engine, and it's one of our specialties at SEDS. We were the first student group to 3D print a rocket engine and fire it and test it. And we're printing one for our CubeSat, and then we have our communications sub-team. We work with X-band radios. We're looking at 30-meter tracking stations, and we'll need electrical engineers who are versed with communications, willing to learn. It's a steep learning curve. So we're working with X-band radios and ground station. And then we also have our power systems. There's power acquisition, power distribution, and we're working with space-grade solar cells. And then we also have our avionics team. We need someone with a lot of C experience, so either an electrical engineer, computer engineer, software systems, architectures. And then moving on from there, we have astrophysics or astrodynamics, someone with a physics background. If any of you guys are interested in perhaps writing scripts or perhaps writing simulation software for astrophysics, astrodynamics, you're more than welcome. And then one of our next projects is the static fire system. It's a testing system for our rockets. All right, Dennis will
Okay, I'll take over and tell you guys about that. All right, so these are the 2 projects that SEDS has been working on for the past year, and we will continue to develop these 2 projects in the upcoming year. So as you can see, we have a static fire system, which is basically a huge test stand for the rocket engine that we printed. And then the Vulcan 1 rocket, which is the rocket itself that's going to be carrying the rocket engine. It will be powered by it, and it's going to go to 10,000 feet and then be recovered. So obviously, these are really complex projects that require a lot of controls, which requires expertise in electrical engineering. So basically, for the upcoming year, if you're looking at the static fire system, here are the list of things that we're going to be doing. We're going to be redesigning and building the control box, basically the control system for all the high-pressure valves on the system to actuate, which also includes programming the ignition sequence and actuate the valves at the same time. On the side of that, there will also be a sensor data acquisition system on board of the system. These 2 systems will be talking to each other, And our goal is to have these two systems work together, and when, in case there's an emergency, they will be able to communicate and identify the error, then run the abandon procedure, basically. Also, we'll be redeveloping a very reliable user interface for the system where data can be displayed on the computer screen real time. And if you were to work on the project, we'll be doing a lot of wiring on the system as well. Also, I'm going to show you around the Vulcan 1 rocket. This Vulcan 1 rocket is going to be the first rocket to be launched and recovered, powered by a 3D printed rocket engine in this entire world. So here it says we're doing some really groundbreaking research. And if you're passionate about space exploration, or if you're just really interested in controlled explosion, this might be something you might want to consider. The rocket is almost done, but we still need to maintain the current avionics package. There's some bugs in the embedded system on there that needs to be worked out. We need to debug and stabilize the existing program. We also need to test the reliability of the system, including putting into a pressure chamber, simulating the apogee, and testing the deployment of the parachutes. Also, you'll be building a ground station to receive the RF signal pinged from the GPS module on board of the rocket so that we can find the rocket when it gets recovered. And here is just like a general list of backgrounds if you're interested to apply. Basically, well, we're going to need you to have some MCU application design background. It could be 8051, could be AVR, could be ARM microcontrollers, could be even Arduino. As long as you understand the concepts, we'll take you on, and we'd love to have you as part of the team. Also, bench testing experience is really preferred because we're doing research that's never been done by other people before, and even in the circuit side, there are a lot of things that no one has ever done before, like all these testing requirements for the 3D printed rocket engine. So we need someone who's capable of sitting down behind the bench, be patient, and work out the problems. Also, mixed signal design, C programming, basic RF knowledge, these are just all the things that goes into both the avionics package and the control system on the static fire system. And, at last, you gotta know how to solder because we'll be doing a lot of that. Here's a brief picture of the old data acquisition system, but we'll be rebuilding that. So if you're really interested to do something really hands-on and have something really, really amazing you want to put in your resume, SES is probably something you want to think about. So if you want to apply, we do have our website, which is ses.ucsd.edu, and there should be a big apply button in the middle of the web page. When you do apply, please do mention that you heard about our projects through the IEEE GBM, so I can take an actual look at your application. And once again, my name is Dennis Ren. I'm the electronics lead of SES, and if you have any questions at all, please feel free to email me. And I look forward to read all of your guys' applications. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. All right, so I'm just gonna go through this slide. We have a Facebook page. You probably already all saw it because you were signed up for the GBM event. This is probably the best way for you to keep track of what we're doing. So if you're following the Facebook page, we'll send out pretty much every time we have an event coming up or some update to give you. We'll send it out over our Facebook page. Also, we have a newsletter. If you're not, if you signed in and you checked the box that you wanted to receive the newsletter, we'll send out one newsletter per week. So that will pretty much just kind of outline the same things, but we don't spam you like we can on Facebook. So becoming a member. So to become a member of the IEEE, you have to become a member of the international organization, and that gives you all of the rights to anything that any other member has at any student branch. So you'd go to IEEE.org rather than IEEE.ucsd.edu. So the IEEE.org, that's the main organization's website. And to become a member, it costs $32 for a year membership. That's probably one of the best deals you're ever going to get at college. A textbook is 10 times that price and probably not even close to as effective. So that is a great way to spend $32. Try to become a member. It'll last for a year. And if you're on a project team, you have to be a member. So you can apply without being a member, but if you actually get accepted, the only way to stay on the team is to be a member. Members also get priority when it comes to all of our workshops, and I have no idea how many people are going to turn out to these workshops. So it's kind of rare to have spots open after we accept all the members. So it'd be a really good idea to get that membership. So let's see. So that's pretty much it. I think that's all I had to say. So we're gonna basically. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. We're gonna be hanging around, and so we got AUVSIs in the back, the drone autonomous airplane. We're gonna have the SEDS guys. They're gonna be in the back on that side. I think you guys really wiped out all the pizza, so sorry, there's no more pizza. You can't get seconds. There's probably some sodas left though. Oh yeah, so if you want to sign up for AUVSI's mailing list, make sure you go over to their booth.
And before you guys take off, we have a few more giveaways.
Yeah, we'll do a little bit more trivia, some questions about what we talked about during this presentation, and we'll try to hand out some swag.
Cool. Also, if anybody has any questions, feel free to come talk to one of the officers. We'll all be hanging out a little bit afterwards. So, all right. So, first question: somebody name one workshop that we are doing in the fall quarter. All right, saw you. Which one? Soldering. All right.
All right. How many Micromass teams are we going to have this year? I saw a red shirt. Yep, there you go.
All right, so this is an important one. All right, somebody tell me when the project applications close.
I saw a hand.
Next Wednesday, perfect.
No, I think that's this Wednesday.
That's next Wednesday.
No, that's this.
Oh, it's coming Wednesday. Kind of the same thing.
You still get it.
All right. That was my
Okay.
questions.
What's our first professional development workshop? Anyone? Yep.
Perfect.
All right. Do you want a shirt?
All right, I'm out of questions.
And then we also have.
Cool stuff.
All right, so we have two more things.
That thing is cool.
We got a water bottle.
That thing is cool.
So I'm out of questions.
Name a non-UCSD school that competed at CAM last year.
No. Yeah. What do we got?
Do we have anything? Oh, okay, we got this.
We got a water bottle.
Ooh, this is a really nice water bottle. I know what we're gonna ask.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's the first person that raised their hand right now? That guy.
All right, that works.
He stole my "Do you want a shirt" one.
Hi guys.
Shirt. All right.
Okay. Whoa. Just a quick note to public relation. For us, as a IEEE Region 6 student branch, we are part of Region 6. So on LinkedIn is a professional network for young engineers. So if you want to join a LinkedIn group, just search IEEE R6 students, and you are part of a group that with a professional industry leader and other students from other branch. Yeah.
All right. And that wraps up our GBM. Thank you, guys.
If you have any questions for Grand Prix, Quadcopter, Micromouse, etc., we're going to be right up here.